I spent 7 years angry at God for something he never actually did. 7 years. I blamed him. I resented him. I honestly thought he took something from me. Every time that door closed, every time the answer was no, I whispered under my breath, "Why would you let this happen? I used to think you removed it. I used to think I missed my one chance. I used to think I was a failure." Until I realized I'd been reading the entire story completely backwards. The loss wasn't theft. The silence wasn't punishment. And if you've been replaying one specific regret over and over, convinced heaven disappointed you, you might be making the same fatal mistake I did. Let me show you what I completely missed. We've been calling it the wrong thing this entire time. We labeled it failure. We called it bad timing. Some of us named it punishment. But what if we've been dealing with a spiritual misdiagnosis? Imagine treating a fever for years, never realizing the real infection was something else entirely. You can't heal what you've missed. Psalm 84 verse 11 says, "No good thing does he withhold from those whose walk is blameless." If it was truly good for you, he wouldn't keep it back. So maybe it wasn't withheld. Maybe it was blocked. One suggests deprivation. The other suggests protection. And once I saw that difference clearly, I started seeing it absolutely everywhere. Let me walk you through 3 case files that will change how you see your entire story. Case file number 1. The person who disappeared. She thought he was the one. They prayed together, planned a future, then the text slowed. The calls stopped. An engagement photo appeared online, but with someone else. She told herself, "I wasn't enough." Maybe this was you. Maybe you still replay the silence, the coldness you never understood. But months later, she saw what she couldn't see before. You were calling it love. Heaven was calling it danger. Manipulation she'd normalized. Emotional immaturity that would have drained her spirit dry. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." What if God was guarding hers? That wasn't the one who got away. That was the one God moved away. You didn't lose them. God blocked them. What if it wasn't rejection? What if it was extraction? And it wasn't just relationships. Look at case file 2. A man poured months into a job application. The interviews went well. The final email came. "We've decided to move forward with another candidate." He stared at the screen and felt small. Not qualified, not chosen. Maybe you know that sting. The deal that collapsed, the business that failed, the move that fell through. You called it proof you weren't enough. But Proverbs 16:9 says, "In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." What if behind that door was a slow burnout you couldn't predict? Compromise that would have crushed your calling. The door didn't close because you weren't worthy. It closed because it wasn't aligned. You weren't rejected. You were redirected. Case file 3. And this is the one nobody wants to hear. The woman who turned 30, still single. The man started over at 40. The dream that didn't unfold by your quiet deadline. You told yourself you were too late, that you missed your window. But Ecclesiastes 3:11 says he has made everything beautiful in its time. Not your time, his time. Joseph went from pit to palace, but not overnight. David waited years between anointing and the throne. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. If it had happened when you wanted it, it would have destroyed you. The gift would have arrived before the character to sustain it. Maybe the delay wasn't denial. Maybe it was development. God wasn't withholding the gift. He was preparing the vessel. Now step back with me. Look at all 3 together. The person who left, the opportunity that vanished, the timing that fell apart. You saw them as separate disappointments. Random heartbreak. But do you see it now? There's a pattern. These weren't scattered tragedies. They were coordinated protections. Isa 55 verses 8 and 9 say, "My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways." From your view, it looked like chaos. From heaven's view, it was orchestration. Every blocked door, every failed relationship, every delay, God was running interference. Not to harm you, but to guard you. And here's the uncomfortable truth most of us miss. If those doors had opened, they would have led you somewhere you were never meant to survive. So where did the other voice come from? The one that keeps whispering, you ruined it. You missed it. You're behind. You're disqualified. That voice isn't your father. John 10:10 says the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. The enemy doesn't have to destroy you outright. He just has to convince you that protection was punishment. He steals hope by twisting God's intervention into your failure. He kills confidence by renaming mercy as rejection, and you've been agreeing with it, rehearsing it, building your identity on a lie. But that accusation didn't start in heaven. God's voice is steady, protective, redemptive. The enemy's voice is frantic, shaming, and condemning. One guards your future, the other buries it. Let's walk into the evidence room. Let's look at his actual track record. Lamentations 3, verses 22 and 23. Say, because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. He blocked the Red Sea, so Israel couldn't run back to slavery. He allowed Joseph's detours so a nation could be saved. He hid Esther in obscurity before revealing her at the exact right moment. What you saw as delay, God used as design. Now think back 5 years. What devastated you then? The relationship that ended. The loss that crushed you. The door that slammed shut. Where are you now? What did you avoid? What did you become? If you're honest, some of what broke your heart actually saved your life. And if he's done it before, he's doing it right now. Close your eyes. I want to take you somewhere. It's 1 year from today. You're sitting in a room you've never seen. There's peace in your chest. No tightness. No replaying the old story. You're stronger, clearer, whole. And suddenly you remember this season. The door that closed. The person who left. The opportunity that slipped away. Only now you see what you couldn't see then. Psalm 126 verse 5 says, those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. The tears weren't wasted. They were seeds. And here you are, standing in a yes that required that no. You whisper, thank you for blocking that. Before you go, do one thing for your future self. Type this. I trust you are protecting me. You didn't miss it. E blocked Italiano. And one day soon, you'll thank him.